versus TNC, and I'm joined by Shane. Shane, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
TNC's
This game, there's actually quite a few stories involved in it.
Oh,
Alliance, they're actually maybe the massive underdog at this international. Like I spoke to some of their players yesterday, and they've over the last month or so they've been trying to change their playstyle, which I'm excited to see. You know, if they actually do it or if they go back to their old roots, because they're kind of old, experienced players, and they have their playstyle and they like playing it. And whether it works or not is, I guess we'll see. And then on the other hand, we have Demon.
Yeah.
Jimmy. It's been how long since we've seen him at an international?
A very long time. I do like that that he is the only one that's sponsored by a different brand.
I actually pointed that out to Ted yesterday. When you look at the back of their shirts, he has the Quest thing.
Oh, he actually does.
Yeah, he's the only one with it.
I actually, I'm hyped to see Jimmy play again, and we actually commentated him when he was going through the qualifiers of the international, as TNC was one of the teams that actually made it through just off group stage results. They came in top, they didn't have to play the playoffs, just straight invite to TI. So excited to see Demon again, but more so, I am excited to see Sam H play again, because he is one of the players that is just constantly the playmaker for his team. He does get helped out a lot though by the supports, but I think Sam H is, if he plays well, TNC has a good game.
Okay. For Alliance though, recently we've seen S4 not really go for them, you know, the Bat Riders, the Puffs. We've seen them in the qualifiers pick up Ember Spirit, more heroes that scale a bit later into the game, because I think Alliance's main issue was S4 is such a team player that he'll sacrifice himself just to try and make space. Yeah, and in the end, maybe if it doesn't work, it comes back to bite them.
Well, so far we have the Riki and Shadow Demon removed from the pool, as well as the other Titan and the IO. I mean, no real big surprises.
No, Shadow Demon is just the hero this patch. It's so strong in lane. Late game you can push with illusions and just siege the base.
It's a hero that is strong in lane, which is in this current meta very important. Obviously, you kind of want to at least not lose your lanes, even if you don't plan on specifically win them. But yeah, later on, it just has a risk of getting cheesed.
And then on the other hand, Elder Titan, like people are playing this fast-paced, objective-based Dota, grouping up as 5, you know, getting the early towers, the Roshan, and Elder Titan's a hero that just slows that down by so much.
Yeah, disrupts the plan that a team normally goes for. So.
Okay, Ogre.
I mean, it's a pick of yesterday. I was not expecting to see it go through. Okay, so I know eHome plays it, right? And I know they played it, and they first picked it yesterday, and
Escape played it as well,
and I kind of was expecting it from eHome, but I was not really expecting it to be picked up by that many other teams. But like, something happened in all the scrims that we missed.
That's the thing that people don't really think about. Like, there's a month before TI that every team is scrimming multiple times a day against different opponents, and they're going to pick up things off each other. And people were playing eHome, and I heard from people that they were saying, like, I can't name names, but they were saying that eHome are looking strong. I heard that from like 3 or 4 different teams, and obviously they're like, okay, maybe it's the Ogre. Let us try that out. So. It's definitely first pick. Like,
I mean, it just feels like we missed one big tournament that this meta evolved in. But that's all the scrims for sure. Drow Ranger, though, we saw the rise of the Drow Ranger in the recent tournaments, so there's really no surprise there.
What we talked about earlier with the fast-paced, objective-based Dota, like Drow Ranger is perfect for that. Like, so a lot of teams, they pick Drow or they pick like a Huskar kind of hero, and they revolve their whole team around this one hero. So, for example, Drow, she gets level 6, level 7, and then you just rotate and you pick these like a defensive hero, and you just orientate your whole team around her, and you move as a unit around the map. You farm together, you take objectives together, and you Roshan together, and then you just establish such a lead with the Drow Ranger, like a bonus aura. The damage your supports do is just ridiculous, and all your cores.
So for Drow Ranger, it's a double-edged sword for me, because that plan is, you know, it's there and it's so scary. But at the same time, the enemy team knows exactly what you're gonna do, knows exactly what type of strategy to counter, so kind of can prepare for that in a way. And I think Faceless Void fits in that real well if they can. There's 2 options. Either you're gonna, what we saw yesterday when Escape Gaming had a Drow Ranger, you can go aggressive tri-lane against her and make sure she doesn't have that great start that she needs to get that ball rolling, which for Escape Gaming indeed was a bit of a sad sad game there. But you can have an aggressive Triland against her, or you're just gonna try to do the same, let Drow Ranger do Drow Ranger, and you're gonna have a higher pace of the game.
Yeah, yes, and I think the thing that a lot of teams like to do is they like to send the Luna aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah.
Because the Luna aura is a little bit stronger than the Drow aura at the start of the game, so it kind of it doesn't counter it, but it kind of equalizes the lane in a way. You know, you don't have that extra bonus damage, and eHome were the ones that I've seen doing it a lot with this Luna aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, Fnatic actually as well, now that you
and
mention it.
Liquid did it too.
Yeah, and if you pair that up with the Vengeful Spirit,
yep,
another aura to back that up. And if you want to go full aura strats, there's also still Beastmaster, but I think Sam Mage has already got that Faceless Void down, so not sure if they want to go for that.
Quite a few teams play the Void as a carry. Even the very rare time in the mid lane,
yeah,
like against some heroes. Like for example, the one weakness of Drow strats, well, there's quite a few, but in my opinion, the main weakness is damage block. Like if you get a core like Axe or maybe even Void that would get a Crimson Guard early game, like early enough that Drow doesn't get a few items, all of a sudden your whole strategy doesn't really do what it needs to do. Like the right click damage just isn't there.
Yeah, we have Alliance banning out the Tinker and the Terrorblade, and I actually really like that because the Tinker is one of the heroes that can stop the pushes and delay the game and basically drag out the game until for example, TNC's carries are actually able to deal with that Drow Ranger better than they would be in the mid game.
Yep.
Or Terrorblade, which is a hero that also has a very fast playstyle, just as a Drow Ranger. Maybe a little bit different, but if Drow Ranger is pushing somewhere with their team, then also the Terrorblade can be pushing somewhere and taking down towers very fast. So I really like those bans. I really like the pickup.
You like Skywrath?
I personally think that Skywrath is one of the better heroes this patch. I think that he can do so much. In a meta where Terrorblade is so strong, that silence is insane. I don't see it particularly versus any of the heroes of TNC so far.
What I see from Alliance is a really aggressive heroes, Ogre and Sky.
Yeah.
They both do amazing burst damage, really high damage potential, but they don't have a save. Like they have no way to protect the Drow Ranger. They've like if they chrono the Drow Ranger, they can maybe Ogre stun, which isn't a very long duration stun.
10 seconds
It's difficult, and then playing into the Lich as well. If the Lich rotates to the top lane and puts pressure on the Drow, even just by denying the range creeps, it's definitely he doesn't have to actively. Oh my. Okay.
So they're kind of going. So for the first 3 picks, Alliance looked like they were going all in without save, as you mentioned. The Broodmother pickup. So you got on one lane, you got 3 people putting immense amounts of pressure somewhere, and you just said, okay, Lich probably, you know, if he rotates top and puts pressure, that's great, and Lich can do that, and Drow will definitely suffer a little bit from that. But Lich won't be there alone, and then with Lich rotating top means that there's less people versus the Brood. It means the Brood can do Brood things.
It's kind of what we talked about with the Drow though. Like you want to get that level 7 as quickly as possible in Drow Ranger and then rotate off that. But if they slow it down even by 2 minutes with the Lich, denying the range creeps, it'll give the Alchemist enough time to ramp up the farm and be able to fight them at that stage of the game. Because Alchemist can get, you know, the Radiance at 12 minutes or 10 minutes if he has a really good game. And if you have early Radiance against this team, especially with Vengeful Spirit like swap, it's gonna be hard.
What do you think about the Broodmother then? Like, don't you think that it kind of
well, if you look at
Alliance more possibilities?
If you look at TNC's picks, right? Vengeful Spirit has no way of killing them. Faceless Void has no way of killing the Broodlings.
Yeah.
Lich, kind of, but no, not really at all. Like the Lich armor is decent. The nuke has a small AOE of like 50% of the damage. It's okay. Alchemist later on, when the acid spray is a higher level and maybe has a Radiance, can deal with it. But early game.
I mean, and we're talking about Alliance possibly, you know, playing their cards in a mid game and then just, you know, having all their cards on that specific mid game, and at that point, Alchemist is probably not ready yet for that.
It's so.
Or is he?
The one thing the Broodmother does is he'll stay on his side of the map and cause people to rotate to him. So that will allow Drow and whatever S4's hero is going to be. So the ones that are here now, like, they don't have an immense amount of lockdown. They have the Chronosphere. So maybe like a Storm Spirit could be possible for Alliance with the Drow Ranger. Lich isn't very good at dealing with it. Alchemist isn't very good at dealing with it. The lane might be difficult against Alchemist, but depending on what TNC picked last year. The Invoker is still in the pool.
TNC ban out the Medusa, so they are thinking about a possibility for an S4
S4 Medusa, yeah. Well,
Or
I'm
they
pretty
were.
sure a lot of teams do realize that Alliance are changing how they play.
Yeah.
Like the Brood is kind of a flashback.
Yeah.
But Bulldog plays that hero amazingly well. Like many games you've seen him have top net worth on the Brood Mother.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, I'm really interested to see what TNC pick up here. So they need them. They could,
Reserve time.
you know, maybe a safe lane that sustains, because I don't think you really want to send Alchemist to the safe lane.
You know how we're mostly talking about how to counter the Drow strats and how to counter how to deal with the pressure.
Oh,
And
boy.
Sun King is really good. He has Broodmother, right? That's gonna be fun.
Okay.
So TNC, just looking at their plan, how much do they rely on winning the laning stage? Can they just play even on the laning stage and have a chance here? What's their plan?
Well,
10 seconds remaining.
the Sand King against the Broodmother matchup is extremely Sand King favorite.
Yes.
The Broodmother has to go the no spiders build, and that's actually very strong. We've seen Broodmothers beat Legion commanders with the incapacitating bite.
Yeah.
So if Bulldog does do that, he won't be able to pressure as much, but he'll be able to maybe win the lane more. Then you have Lich, for example, a hero that offers you amazing lanes, but later on into the game doesn't really. I think TNC kind of need to really heavily win the lanes and not let Storm Spirit get off to a good start. And if Storm gets the first Aegis with the Drow, it might be hard. Like if they take early Roshan.
Well, you just said that, you know, Broodmother will generally force people to go to her lane and
But
make
this
space.
is different though. The Sand King kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
stops that. Yeah.
So kind of that removes the pressure on TNC. Like they do have the heroes to rotate to help pressure Storm Spirit and Drow Ranger more than Broodmother, so they should be okay with that.
And they only have, like, I guess Storm Spirit's drag is a stun technically, and an ogre. So
Yeah.
they don't have as a large amount of lockdown. And Sand King is deceptively mobile as heroes go. You know, you have a blink dagger, you have the
10
sandstorm, which allows you
seconds
to move a small bit before you're revealed, and the burrow strike. So it might be hard to
5
lock down the
seconds
cores
remaining.
of TNC, and Faceless Void as well is. Oh, the predictions!
Oh,
I haven't done this in a while.
we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay, tell me. So first time. Okay, we have a Drow strat here.
Prepare for
What are the
battle.
options?
So that's gonna be 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think.
Or is that too? Is that too?
They have a
was
Lich in the lane. Before 5. Go for it.
Before 5.
Yeah, let's go. All in,
Boom.
Shiver.
Okay, all in. For a lot.
It's just too much.
Number of Smoking Kings at the game end. I mean, there's gonna be a lot. I think that's the way that they're gonna have to deal with the pushes to come.
You didn't click anything.
No, because I was also waiting for your input. I think it's gonna be like one
5?
of these two.
Mm.
It's gonna be more than 4.
I think if TNC's draft doesn't get off to a good start, Alliance are just maybe gonna like win the game very quickly. I'd say 5 to 8 is
to
a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go for it. Okay.
Let's
We'll
see.
see. We'll see how we do. Let's take a look and see who's playing what here, as we do have the horn sounding in 20 seconds. EGM playing his Ogre Magi. I'm really happy to see him back on that one. It's been a while. I mean, actually, we were just talking about having a new strategy from Alliance. We got EGM and his Ogre Magi, S4 playing his Storm Spirit, load on Drow Ranger, Aki on Skywrath. It feels like it's not that old. Let's see if we can get some kills out
Aki
of
might
this
be
one.
caught.
And they do get the stun up on Aki. They will be able to get a burrow strike on him as well. Should be getting the kill there. Enough damage going through, and first blood goes to Raven. They actually give it to the Alchemist as well. Very nicely done.
Alchemist learned Acid Spray though, so he didn't get the bonus from the rune.
Yeah. Also, Broodmother is being played by Bulldog, and he went to the top lane. And I think that makes me haven't introduced everybody of Alliance so far.
And then on the other hand, we have Sam H facing up against Bulldog on his Faceless Void in the bottom lane or in the mid lane. Just testing it.
Yeah.
EU on the Lich, and AS Rock on his Alchemist. Demon Jimmy Howe on the Vengeful Spirit, and then Cuckoo on the Sand King. Now this bottom lane is actually very interesting. They're going aggressive with the Ogre.
Yeah.
They actually baited it, so they put the web bottom from Brood.
I really like that.
Tricking TNC into putting the Sand King bottom. Now, the problem is he also learned the Burrow Strike level 1 as well. I think he'll rotate top because they want to give that matchup, the extremely strong matchup for the Sand King.
Can they kill him before he rotates, though? That seems to be the goal here. A
They
lot of harassment's coming out. How much regen? Okay, Aki does have 3 clarities on him, so he is ready for that hyper aggression there.
Even with Drevor, Skyrat does so much right-click damage.
Yep.
Like, he has a very good attack animation as well. Like, he's one of my... he's a really good mid-hero, like, in my opinion, because of that.
So in the bottom lane for TNC, it's only the Vengeful Spirit and the Sand King, and they're going to struggle. What is the ideal scenario for the bottom lane for TNC? If they would rotate that Sand King top,
just
how are they going to do the rest?
They just send the Void bottom on solo, and then maybe Jimmy can stay bottom with him, just in case, but it's better if they do get that Brood matchup, because Void is actually doing very well now, but as Admiral Bulldog gets higher levels in the spiders and accumulates a large amount of them, he'll be able to harass him quite heavily.
Yeah, and he is leveling those spiders indeed, as we pointed out. So doing quite alright. In the meantime, S4 is having a tough. Oh, he actually. Okay.
Just the dire.
I mean, yeah.
EU going a bit deep on the Lich and just tanking some tower hits.
It happens to the best of us.
S4 didn't even hit him. He could.
No, otherwise he would have gotten the credit.
Exactly.
Not a smoke gank, by the way, but Ogre does show up in mid lane to try and help S4. Obviously, with the pressure applied on S4 Storm Spirit, it's fine to just leave Skywrath on that bottom lane to help out the draw. I mean, they won that lane.
Yep.
Sand King is not getting anything.
Loda is farming extremely efficiently.
Yeah.
They still have the issue where S4 is getting constantly denied creeps middle.
Yeah.
He's under a lot of pressure. It's already hard to lane against an Alchemist with a Storm. Because his range is so short, you have to go close to the creeps and therefore in the acid spray. So it is a difficult lane already, and adding a Lich on top of that is... It's difficult. Cuckoo's got 2 levels in the caustic now.
Do you think they can kill Aki here?
No.
No, it's just a bit of harassment. They are worried though, they're not going to try to go for counter aggression, just moving back.
Sky has a very high movement speed.
Yeah.
325, like base, it's very difficult to catch him.
Teleport sounds! Cuckoo has decided that it is time to be up
now Bulldog's like, oh no, I learned spiders.
Yeah, and he has level 2 Caustic Finale. Better move your spiders away, far away, and we have the Faceless Void indeed, as you predicted, rotating towards that bottom lane. So far, Demon is still hanging around bottom, trying to get that lane under control.
Okay, yeah, I don't mind this move at all.
I mean, we got musical lanes going on. Hello, Bulldog bottom lane. Hello, that teleporting top. Okay, so here's the scenario, right?
I'm back.
They're gonna at some point rotate back. Who is gonna be the first one to stop rotating? Yeah,
we're done, guys. Well,
I feel sorry for the second. Did he have detection, by the way?
No.
But he doesn't have his sandstorm just yet. But
before the teleport was 50 gold, this would have been pretty big. But 50 gold.
Oh, they see him.
Yeah. Oh, he learned
now,
sandstorm.
Yeah, he's got level 4. Okay, he's good.
This is my life now. I'm a bush.
Yep. He just thought he could go top and farm some sweet spiderlings.
I guess he can just TP home when it's off cooldown.
And yeah, bottom lane continues with the Faceless Void. I mean, Faceless Void wasn't doing that bad. You pointed out he was actually doing quite okay.
He was doing good. It's just Brood as a hero just takes a few levels. Like level 5, level 6 is when you start really dominating the lane. And it doesn't look like they want to rotate. The Sand King's running bottom now.
Yeah, he teleported home after being stuck in the bush for a little bit.
He's like, I want to play against Brood, please.
Give me all the gold.
Okay, S4 is kind of catching up.
What's the way for a Storm Spirit to catch up in farm? Because obviously he's not one to farm stacks.
If you watch what EGM's doing right now, he can farm stacks.
Yeah, okay.
And EGM's gonna stack for him.
So okay, so that is
that's what he's gonna do. The Remnant, when you have it at a high level, it's very powerful against
enough.
Creeps. You might you lose a lot of health, but if
you they actually get Bullet. They get the stun off and a bash and a burrow strike. No hope for Bulldog. And the Faceless Void gets a kill. So no go to
Demon's like, help me, Sand King.
Get the classic finale. So they do get the kill there.
Yeah, it's huge. What's Bulldog going? He has I think he goes straight Echo Saber. I'm pretty sure that's his build. I've seen him do it a few times. And the idea is that the ulti does so much damage. Like, it's an extra 60 damage level 1. If you just hit that twice, it's a lot of burst.
Okay. Looks like Alliance is not the only one working on those stacks. Also, the Alchemist gets some stacks here.
Oh yeah. Playing Alchemist with support stacking creeps is actually so good.
Also, we were a little bit too
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
well, trigger happy for the towers to fall before 5 minutes. That didn't happen.
Well, the reason it didn't happen though is because of the way
the lanes,
the way Alliance did it. Yeah.
Oh, Faces Void gets silenced up. Is there enough damage to take him down before he can jump away? He should be able to jump away very, very soon. No. Oh, yeah,
he has Chrono too.
What? Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't have TP though for 30 seconds. He's just a bush.
He's fine. Haste Rune Forest 4.
That's new.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've said this before. They are applying pressure. They know this is the time for Alchemist to farm stacks, and this is the time to put pressure on him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Bulldog's behind him as well. If these supports get too greedy, Bulldog can definitely do a lot of work. They rotate the Sand King top trying to kill Loda.
Yeah, they have the Chronosphere. This is the time to use it. They get the Chronosphere as well. And a Burrow Strike from Cuckoo is waiting just after the Chronosphere ends. Should be enough to kill him off. Aki's trying to do what he can. And actually, Loda is able to just give him the walk away.
Caustic Finale.
Yeah, Caustic Finale will take him over the edge. I mean, Aki can't really do anything in that case. As you pointed out, saving supports is what's lacking in that case.
Like, whenever someone gets Chronosphered on Alliance, there's really no way to help them.
No.
So just don't get Chronosphered, guys. That's what I guess.
Lesson of the day.
And they have like the Gust. They have the Stone Spirit Zip. You know, they do have mobile heroes to deal with it, but.
Radiant's bottom tower
oh, look at these stacks, Shiver.
Radiant structures are
and using the minus armor from the Wave of Terror from Venge as well to buff the acid spray even more.
Yeah.
Look how quickly he clears them.
And this is starting to be fairly scary.
He's armlet, pre 8 minutes.
I mean, we were talking about Alliance getting their ball rolling in the mid game, and maybe Alchemist being slightly incorrect. Thank you, game. Maybe Alchemist being slightly behind on that, but with all these stacks, he'll be actually ready to fight before Alliances. I feel.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, Loda is doing very well with this farm, but
he's level 6, nearly level 7. We'll see how he also did this skill build where 2-1-2.
You're not happy? I think he needed a Gust.
Yeah, but I'm more. I guess the 2 points in the Frost Arrows was for the offensive lane to try and harass more, which does make sense. But it also slows down your storm, right? Because you wanna group up. I don't know. Tough game.
It's not going the way that Alliance was thinking it was gonna go. At least they didn't win their lanes as convincingly as I think they were aiming to.
Sending the Lich mid definitely slowed down S4 a tremendous amount. It put so much pressure on him early game. They tried to rotate the Ogre in, and he walked by. He used
he's an Ogre.
Ignite and gave him a Tango, and that was pretty much all he could do.
So Bulldog went for the Midas still, so in it for the long haul. They know that they don't really have that Death Ball push anymore that they were planning to. So
yeah, you just gotta settle in, try and put pressure on with the Brood, and allow your Storm Spirit to catch up. Because S4 hasn't died yet, even though he's under quite a bit of pressure.
Yeah, I mean we only have 4 kills so far.
It's kind of, it favors both teams, to be honest. But I'd nearly say Alliance favors them sooner. You know, when Loda gets his max level precision aura and what they can make out of that, compared to when Alchemist gets his Radiance, which will be about 2-3 minutes. That's when TNC hit their power spike.
Okay, we have Alchemist with 2100 gold and a armlet. I think for TNC though, the main thing, I mean, I said during the draft that I was really looking forward to see Sam H be the one to determine the tempo of the game. In this case though, I think we're gonna have to look more at Cuckoo. Yeah,
Cuckoo's his 1000 gold on top of his arcane boots. 10 minutes in, if he he didn't get the matchup he wanted. He also had the TP a lot of times. He rotated early game to get kills, so he hasn't really been necessarily farming.
Oh, the Chronosphere first. Is there a stun? They're stun on Lich, making sure that ultimate is delayed by just a second. Loda though still gets hit by that, but should be able to get away in time. Still getting chased back down. There is a stun available on Demon if he just gets in range. He's going to try to cut him off. In the meantime, the Storm Spirit comes back in the back. He gets the kill on the Sand King, so no hope for him. Loda gets killed off still on the edge as Aki takes refuge under the tower. I mean, it's a bit of a weird fight here, but it is favoring Alliance. Sure, they lost Loda, but it is his team that is just able to clean up. They dove so far to catch Loda. They got everybody else apart from Sam H.
The problem was TNC just focused in so much on the Loda. They chased them like through the bushes, through the secret shop and north. And while this is happening, S4 is just sitting to the right-hand side, attacking people. And like, they weren't really focused on him at all. For him to get a double kill and an assist this early on Stormspirit, that was already behind. Like, if you look at him now, he has 2.2k gold. Like, it's
caught up.
Like, nearly has his bloodstone.
I mean, surely he's not as high. He's not going to be as high as net worth as the Alchemist is, but he is highest for his team, so he is doing very well there. And it looked a bit funny in that fight. I think TNC just, I mean, they got so hung up on Loda, and at first you saw Alliance actually moving back, thinking, oh my god, they're all coming for us, and it's like, wait a second, they're actually all coming for Loda. We can do something here.
The stun onto the Lich was huge.
Yeah.
From Jerry EGM. He stopped the Lich ulti or slowed it down until the point where
the Chronosphere was off.
Chronosphere was finished and they were able to walk away from each other. But if he had got the Lich ulti straight away, that could have been a completely different fight.
It was actually very close to getting that Ogre Magi into the Chronosphere as
well.
Yeah,
he was, Just a few little things completely changed that team fight.
Invisibility.
And then they go for the Roshan, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Bulldog is around there as well.
Yeah.
He, of course, was not involved in that fight, took the chance to take some farm. He wasn't really pressuring any lanes. I mean, Alchemist wasn't in that fight either, he was just farming as well. Scan use as well.
Okay, here we go, the smoke up from TNC.
Yeah, they know Roshan is being...
Jerry's in
Dire just used scan, so actually, yeah, they know that TNC is around there as well. Aki slowing them down first. Just some spiderlings there.
Roshan is very low.
Yeah. But they don't want to be caught in that pit either.
They have Chronosphere up again. They have Epicenter but no blink.
I think they just still want to take that fight.
Yeah, you definitely do. Around the Roshan pit with a Lich ulti, a Chronosphere and a Sanking. This is...
this is maybe not the fight that Alliance wants to take either. Because, I mean, we just said how scary the team fight is of TNC. They have everything up. They've got the Epicenter as well. This is a risky one.
It's very difficult, especially you don't want to go very aggressive as Storm Spirit at this point in the game because you don't have too much mana or mana regen. So you want to like wait until you get the Bloodstone and maybe one more item. In this game, BKB is actually really good against the Sanking Lich Venge. They have a lot of magical damage, magical burst. So maybe if you get that item, you can go, you can lead the charge. But at this stage, if you lead, you're just dead.
Actually, the previous fight just on top lane, it happened when Alliance was for the first time grouping up as 4, thinking we're going to put some pressure on the tower. They haven't been able to take down a tower, and I think they're really struggling with that. They were just with 4 people mid as well, thinking, okay, we can't do Roche, but we have to do something.
And they tried
but
to
now they can't do mid. Like, what's their plan? It seems like TNC is everywhere Alliance wants to be.
The thing about TNC's draft as well is their team fight doesn't need much. Like Chronosphere and Lich ulti is nearly enough at this stage of the game to kill 2 or 3 members of Alliance.
Yeah.
Because of the way they're here. Like, if you look at Alliance's draft, they finally got it.
Just a Storm Spirit.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. This is exactly what S4 wants. But yeah, TNC has an amazing team fight. They just let that one slip.
Yeah, I don't think they were intending that to let it slip. They were already smoked up, ready to go. So I was just focusing on them, expecting them to always know where Alliance was going to be. But this time Alliance just slightly to the punch. Good for Alliance.
It was Bulldog using the webs well. They de-warded the sentry ward at the south of the Roshan, and he just kind of went in.
Yeah. He's got his Echo Saber as well, Bulldog. That is.
Okay. And he bought boots.
And he bought boots.
Okay. Sometimes I see Bulldog not buy boots on Broodmother.
This game is under attack.
I guess he wants to close the distance on Lich and Bench, the kind of weaker support.
Yeah.
That's good. If Bulldog also positions his spiders.
Are we gonna have the 3rd smoke in like 3 minutes?
Yeah,
is that what's happening?
They want to go.
There's no smoke.
I don't think you want to fight into the Aegis though. It's risky.
No, but they were all grouping up the way that.
Yeah, it looked like they were smoking. Definitely, it did.
So Radiance is also done. And yeah, Alliance is thinking, okay, now we've got the Aegis, we're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to push top lane, go get some towers. Why not? TNC is there to answer the push
S4's
well.
like farmed very, very well considering Considering the early start. To deny.
Radiant's top tower has
So the
been
question is, does
denied.
Alliance want to take
Alliance
this
is trying to
fight?
do this as 3 heroes.
Yes.
It's, I guess they're relying heavily on S4 doing most of the tower damage and using his mobility to escape.
Yeah.
Because he is very tanky.
Yeah, and you don't really want to go for the hero first that has the Aegis, right?
Yeah, exactly. That too. Oh, they want to contest these ancients.
Right, GM's already here. He was the one defending mid lane while the rest of his team was pushing or farming jungle if you're the Broodmother. Broodmother actually showed up mid too. He is actually getting the tower, so who needs a full 5-man push? Just Broodmother from the trees would do. That means all tier 1 towers are now gone on the side of TNC.
They take a massive chunk of that ancient stack as well. Oh, is Loda going? He is. Shadowblade?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but then...
What?
Okay, so I have a pop mentality, and my pops are not amazing.
Okay.
But normally, like, a rule of thumb is here that if you have an invis hero in your team, you normally don't want to get invis yourself because they're already going to buy detection.
Okay.
But what's wrong with the logic here with that Loda still thinks, you know, it's worth it for me to go for that?
Maybe he... Okay, so the benefits of Shadowblade are you can pick people off and go under wards. You know, you can Shadowblade and go through a ward, and they just don't expect you to come. That's the main benefit of Shadowblade.
So even if they have, it's not for the escape, it's for the initiation.
Yeah, you never use it for escape.
Yeah.
It's more of an initiation tool or positioning tool. So you know you want to fight, and the ogre is leading the charge. You can Shadowblade, position yourself maybe a bit to the right hand side or a bit to the south. You know, wherever you want to be in a team fight. It's because you move faster and you're invis. It's a positioning tool.
Okay.
Like, I was thinking maybe you get Silver Edge. It's pretty okay versus a few. Like Venge has Venge, Sanking, like Alchemist one doesn't count, but yeah, it's an interesting item.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
We'll find out if it pays off for him, as he did complete that just now, so he's ready. So Alliance took out the tier 1s. When is their next siege going to be? What's their plan? Are they going to still put that Aegis to use?
It wears out pretty soon, right? Like 2 minutes. So they have to. You want to force it on Stormspirit. He has a regen room bottled.
Oh, they're actually all gathering bottom at the moment as well, including Bulldog. So they're going to be 5 on the bot lane.
He also has a Bloodlust is extremely strong on Storm because you want to Remnant and zip attack as quickly as possible. So the faster your attack speed, the more procs of the overload you get off. So that's why Power Tread is such a strong item. But having the Bloodlust on top of that with the Drew Aura, okay. You know, you hit very hard.
Okay, so thinking about TNC, obviously we know the game plan of Alliance and we know what they are trying to achieve here, but for TNC, sure, they answer the pushes of Alliance and they make sure that they are there when the push is happening and do have the team fight.
In trouble?
Might be in trouble, yeah, surrounded, they don't have detection. Doesn't matter though. Hello! Lich was slightly wrong away. Yeah, I don't think Cuckoo has a chance here. There is detection. He can blink away again soon. Nope, never mind. Dropped it. That's 2 kills. I think shouldn't have happened probably.
There's the Aegis gone.
Aegis gone.
Oh, look at the double regen. You see that? That was really cool.
He's very happy with it too.
He had a regen rune in his bottle and he got the Aegis regen. Very cool.
Using it to the max. Okay, so for TNC, what's their plan? Not only to defend the pushes, but how are they going to win?
Okay, they need to give Alchemist Manta bots. He just pushes out the lanes while they defend with their amazingly strong high ground defense. You know, Sanking ulti, Chronosphere, Lich. Even the swap is a very, very threatening spell. So they just have to buy some time for AS Rock on his Alchemist to split push, farm up, get the Ags, maybe go for the team a little bit later. Oh, he has an Arcane Rune. This makes Storm old Storm. Like it's the anti-nerf rune.
So that he can feel as OP as he once was.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
Demon
he is ready. If they can kill Alchemist, that would be gigantic. They are maybe able to do that. In comes the stun. Swap helping out there. Demon is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Alchemist is gone, but
S4 dodged the magic missile with the zip.
He did dodge the magic missile.
Oh,
there's a reason he's playing on an international stage.
Yeah, it's actually very difficult to do, because especially from a close range. Like, he was really close to the Venge.
Yes.
So the cast animation on Ball Lightning is pretty long. He does this, like, he puts his hands up like he's about to run, and then he zips, you know. So there is
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
It's like a little.
You don't see that at home, but we actually both made the movement.
Yeah,
That Storm is.
I don't know if that's helpful for you guys.
It's very useful. But yeah, he takes us like a split second
His cast point
to go.
is
His cast point is 0.3 or something.
Yeah. Lotus farming away. What? Yeah, he finishes the Silver Edge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the.
I mean, it stops Cosmic Finale.
Yeah, it also
That's nice.
reduced damage is pretty strong against the seemingly one core lineup. You know, so if he Silver Edges and attacks the Alchemist, who is pretty much most of the net worth of their entire team, you know, easily.
Yeah.
It stops them doing most of their damage, right?
Oh, the Chronosphere is there. Raven has taken so much damage, and it's enough to kill him off. Now the Lich ultimate might be enough to kill off at least EGM. The creep's not helping them out at all. The bounces keep on bouncing. Now they can get out. Burrow Strike interrupting Aki's teleport though, and a swap back from EGM as well with the magic missile. Two supports in a lot of trouble. Loda carry coming to the rescue, and S4 as well. Stay away from my Ogre Magi, they say, and Cuckoo will fall here as well. AU cannot teleport out. 4 die. EGM, sure, he died, but you know, they made it worth their while.
No, okay. Okay, on the
Okay, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so S4 played that pretty perfectly. He waited outside the team fight.
Yeah.
They used the Chronosphere and the Lich ulti. The creeps took a lot of the bounces of the Lich ulti, but they also had the Alchemist in the Chronosphere. And we talked about him being most of their damage and farm. If he's inside the Chronosphere, he can't help output damage.
And
sure,
that orc hit was huge.
Yeah, it was.
Soulburn.
It was massive.
Oh, then they can push so
This
fast.
is Drow
also with
Ranger.
the Drow Ranger. This is a Drow Ranger we know to see. And I mean, it's 22 minutes into the game. Already taking the tier 3 tower. That one fight, I was thinking they're gonna leave their supports to die and back off.
Yeah.
And then Loda comes back, and of course S4, as you said, was still waiting around to go in afterwards.
If you watch the way S4 played it as well, he waited until they used the Burrow Strike, and then it came in afterwards.
Yeah.
He's very patient. You know, he's like, guys, hold on, I'll be there soon. I just have to wait 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to love the Silver Edge more now. I think against like the net worth of Alchemist is 3 times the highest, the next person on his team.
But
so
then there's 3 people with that net worth. Sorry.
So just reducing his damage by the like 50%. 50% damage reduction for 5 seconds. It makes his net worth not like.
Yeah, it doesn't have as big of an impact as it normally would. It basically, you can't stick around then. You kind of gotta run.
It's huge, to be honest.
I mean, when you talk about this big team fight potential that TNC has, but they haven't really been able to put it to fruition.
Okay,
just
so
yet.
in the last team fight, it was more they had to fight, right? So they went on the Alchemist, so they had the Chronosphere. It was not, they weren't all in position.
Yeah.
They weren't ready to team fight. It was more, oh god, we have to try and make the most out of this situation. And if EU is in a good position to literally earlier, maybe without the creeps and just the people in the Chronosphere, it'll do a lot. It's just that fight was more of a reactive fight than a planned one.
Okay, so how are they gonna get a planned one? Because shouldn't they?
Well,
Alliance is obviously gonna try to make sure that they use their team fights reactionary all the
so
time.
the way TNC have to play it is they have to push out the lanes with the Alchemist. They have to force Alliance back to their tower. So they always want to have their lanes pushed and always want to see where Alliance are on the map, and then use that intel to your advantage. So like, as you see, AS Rock is gonna push top with the Alchemist.
It's Raven, by the way.
Raven, yeah.
It's confusing, I know.
It is, yeah. They're gonna push top with that, and then it's going to like allow them to see when Alliance TP in and use that intel, because they have to defend their towers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they
and if they don't, it gives them intel too. So they don't defend, they know they're in Roshan.
The scan is scouting out that Roshan is under attack. I don't believe, are they going to be able to be there in time? Alliance is also aware that they're coming in, so they want to try and take this team fight. Or do they? Nice first half away, nice Gus as well, delaying it. Roshan though still there, who's gonna take it? Dire and Storm Spirit gets the Aegis. AU already dead, the Chronosphere not doing anything at all, and Sam H trying to get out, can't do it. The Epicenter, sure, helping out a little bit, getting the Aegis. What
Look at Loda.
good will that do? Well, the gust kind of missed, but can they actually kill it? They will be able, should be able, no, they can't kill S4. They actually can't. They're going to lose Raven as well.
Loda force-staffed them out of the
Yeah,
clicks as well.
and Cuckoo is still there, but he's the only one left for
They
his
gusted
team.
him?
He's silenced. He can't go. That's a team where nobody died on the side of Alliance. Actually, that's not true. That is true. Nobody died.
Nobody died.
Holy. Okay.
So they tried the Chronosphere in a way that would allow them to steal the Aegis with Alchemist. They didn't want to put him in the Chronosphere again, but in turn, that just led to nobody being in the Chronosphere.
Yeah.
It was kind of on the hill.
Oh my god.
It was a difficult one. They also had a good positioning from the supports from Alliance. They were pretty far back. Just, yeah, constantly doing damage outside the pit. If you saw where Loda was, he was beneath the pit. And he also... S4 was locked down with the Alchemist stun. I think it went down to 2 seconds, and he was hitting him. And the force staff just allowed him to get out of...
Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
That fight, I kind of feel like that was... Sure, Alliance played that perfectly.
Another
and
regen
they
rune.
were...
This is like his 4th one. Carry on.
Alliance were 100% prepared for the team fight that TNC needed to bring, right? So they played that perfectly, but at the same time it felt like TNC was very like, oh my god, they're doing Roshan, we have to get in. Very impatient, just running in like a headless chicken, and basically...
Though. You can't let Alliance constantly get all these Aegises on Storm Spirit, just get this map advantage.
But they fought there without any vision. And
it was definitely forced, but I feel that they needed.
They should. You feel like it's good that they tried.
Yeah.
Sure, they lost because they tried.
Definitely.
Okay.
Maybe like if that Chronosphere had been in a better position, if the Lich ulti had a bounce between everyone, that was a completely different fight. They had the Sand King epicenter follow up with Blink.
Yeah.
They have so much magic damage.
I mean, they get the Aegis.
Yeah.
They killed S4 once. Yeah. I look at silver linings. Here. Silver linings.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
it was a bronze lining, maybe.
Bronze. I'll take it.
The BKB on Bulldog as well. He just sat there tanking the Lich ulti, tanking all their magical damage, just running at them.
He actually did so much damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was... Lich was only alive, like, okay, he was only alive for a very, very, very short period of time. He just died so fast. So that's the first one that we saw die.
EGM's coming in from behind.
Yeah, gets the stun out. Cuckoo. Silence up as well, but the swap may be enough. No, not enough, and they both end up going down. Can they kill off Raven as well? They slow him down. Is there maybe some stun? Yeah, there it is. AGM not getting a multicast. Doesn't matter. 4 down. And so that is another fight going the way for Alliance.
During the draft, we talked about Alliance's lack of defense
yeah.
and massive amount of offense.
That's paying off right now.
Yeah, it really is, because they got off to a good start with the lanes. They rotated really well. All of a sudden, they do so much magical damage. They do so much right-click damage. They have the buff for S4. Like, they have the double buff with the Ogre and the Drow. Yeah. So he does, 260 damage a hit. He also has 30 Bloodstone charges. He has the Bloodlust, giving him 60 attack speed. He's a monster.
Casual monster of the Stone
imagine,
Spirit.
imagine playing Vengeful Spirit with brown boots and a magic wand against this.
Oh, you mean like demons actually doing?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's respect that he's only died 4 times.
No, they're playing pretty good. It's just tough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying demons playing bad. I'm just saying.
No, he is not. But I'm saying like he's died 4 times. It could have been a lot more.
Yeah, it's in a position like this against a hero like Storm Spirit. He's one of the heroes that punishes under-leveled supports.
They want to try. They get a Burrow Strike off. They go for the Ogre Magi. S4 jumping into that one though, and still alive. He Orchids up the Faceless Void, and no, Faceless Void's already dead. S4 can last it on that one. In comes the Vortex on Demon. He can't go anywhere else. In the meantime, the rest of the fight's happening, and Raven can't even attack anybody. He died. He bought back for this one. He might actually die back for this one. Gets a silence. Nobody dead on the Lions. They just don't have the damage. And normally, an Alchemist would have the damage, but he just doesn't have the chance to attack.
The Orchid on the Faceless Void, he leaps in, ready to chrono, gets the Orchid off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's 3 silences. Am I counting that right? Yeah. On the side of Alliance.
Sky, Drow, and the
Orchid.
And the Orchid, yeah. The Orchid on Brood as well.
Oh god, there's 4 silences.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 heroes that have or actually 3 if you count AU on this Lich as well. There's 3 heroes that have this big ass ultimate that they need to get off to make sure, the wombo combo is happening.
And they have 4 ways to do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's really painful. Even if Alliance, let's say, has a communication issue and they all silence the same person, it still gets the job done.
The Raven has so much pressure on him in this game to do well. Like, if you look at the rest of the cores, they don't necessarily scale super late. Like Void does, but he doesn't have the best amount of farm. And they definitely went all in on this Alchemist. They're like, okay, Raven. Like, if you watched how when they had the fight top. Remember when Jimmy died on Vengeful Spirit top? Yeah. Like, Jimmy's just following him around. He's like his sacrifice, you know?
Yeah,
like
because you swap out and
exactly,
you know, Alchemist
you
lives.
just follow him around, you protect him. Demon will respawn pretty quick, he's level 8, but level 16 Alchemist needs... He went Blink. I guess they want to like follow up after the Chronosphere, like get the good Chronosphere, Blink in on top of the Drow, on top of the Storm Spirit, and use the lockdown they have to do damage. The Blink is pretty good, to be honest. It ups your DPS by just being beside the hero faster, you know, like gap closing.
One of the other problems that TNC is having is the moment that they start running, they kind of lose heroes.
Yep.
You can't really run away from Alliance's lineup. You got the arrows from the Drow slowing you down. You got the Broodmother
catching you in web.
Yeah, slowing you down. And we missed a kill that S4 found.
Demon tried to. He got a D ward, and then S4 was like, nah. No. You can zip. He had a haste run.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah. In this team fight, Loda has his 10-second BKB ready. They have a gem on EGM who also has a force and a lens. You know, they have the veil on Ake. They definitely have their work cut out for them.
Yep. And how can the Alchemist still find people?
Alliance could play this safe though. They could just wait around, go for the Roshan.
Oh yeah, they got all the time in the world.
They're in no rush either.
But it just okay. So is there a point where TNC is actually able to properly fight that? I mean, obviously they can go for BKBs to try and deal with those silences a bit more.
The issue is that the Alchemist is kind of 6-loaded. Like, he bought a Blink.
Okay, you can give Aghanims to people.
You can give Aghanims to people, yeah. And Aghanim's Lich is pretty amazing. Aghanim's Void, even Venge is good.
They're not bad at all.
Yeah, Sanking is very, very good. But if they won't, it's very difficult to hold on to that. EGM, I think. Yeah, he did do that, didn't he? Are they gonna play Stitch Ward?
EGM hasn't died yet.
Yeah, he walked up to the high ground and stopped for a second and then turned around. I think he was
come at me if you want to. I am not baiting. Sure, I'm not. Oh, they smoke up. This is their time. Are they gonna try to go for a wraparound? That's very difficult because there's people at every lane. Oh, they missed the first burst strike! Up on Loda and he BKB'd. Okay, Chronosphere comes out, but it doesn't actually hit anybody. But maybe it splits up the fight a little bit. S4 though, still having a good time. Already gets a kill on the Vengeful Spirit. Lich ends up going down as well in the meantime. Still have a fight in the back going on. Skywrath Mage does end up getting picked up by Raven. At least that's something. Can they kill Loda? His BKB run out, but he gets forced to the low ground by EGM. Already having his own Hurricane Pike on cooldown. Oh, bottom racks. Broodmother is actually doing Broodmother things. Maybe though. I mean, Raven is finally getting the chance to attack people. Attack people. No. Oh. No.
Okay.
Okay, in the meantime, you know, there was once buildings there, but they are gone. Bulldog, I mean, he was not in the fight. He didn't need to be. They lost Aki.
They initiated with the Sanking. He missed the burster. I think he actually just, if you look at the Radiant Vision, he just didn't have vision of them.
Oh, he went for a blind one?
He went for a blind one.
It was a panic. No, that's mega creeps, by the way.
And then the Faceless Void Chronospheres, they were tough. The way Alliance played this, I was really, really impressed with S4. Not dying, 14-0-12.
Yeah.
He had this Lich Alchemist lane against the mid. It was very, very tough. He had no like real help from defensive supports. And the way Alliance laned that, I think, was the key factor. They didn't allow the Sanking against the Broodmother matchup.
Musical lanes.
It was very, very good. They didn't let TNC play their game. They constantly rotated and kept them on edge.
It's I mean, it wasn't your typical Drow strat.
No.
But it worked out.
It did work out, yeah.
Normally with a Drow strat, you're expecting towers to fall very early. You're expecting to go for the pushes, but he didn't dominate the lanes as you were expecting them to. But because he didn't lose the lane, and so neither did Bulldog, because they were both pressured a little bit, but not a lot.
Ogre.
S4 was pressured a lot.
EGM and S4 not dying.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Pretty impressive stuff, especially against like so much magical burst, like Lich, Sanking, like Venge. They do have a lot of burst damage.
Yeah. So this is round robin group stages, and everybody is facing each other twice. So we are gonna see TNC get a second chance to take down Alliance, and see if they have more luck in round 2.